Have you ever noticed the one who loves you the deepest can sometimes be the same person who seems to ignore you the most? It feels confusing, even painful. You start asking yourself, why would someone who truly cares suddenly pull away like that? I've seen this pattern many times in years of studying human relationships. And here's the truth, when love runs strong, people can still step back. Not because they don't care, but for two powerful reasons. In this video, I'll break them down, show you the hidden psychology behind them, and help you see what's really going on in their heart. Reason 1: fear and self-protection. The first reason someone who loves you might ignore you is fear. When feelings get too deep, love feels risky. For some, that risk is overwhelming. They fear being hurt, rejected, or left behind. So instead of showing how much they care, they pull away. Ignoring you becomes their shield. You might notice the pattern. One moment they're warm and affectionate, the next they're distant and silent. It's not that their love is fake, it's that closeness awakens old wounds, memories of loss. Think of it this way, they want to hold your hand, but at the same time, they're terrified of losing it. That push and pull can hurt you, but for them, it feels like the only way to stay safe. If you've seen this in someone you love, try not to take it as rejection. See it as a signal. They don't need pressure, they need reassurance. A calm, gentle approach works better than chasing. Even a simple line like, "I care about you, and I'll be here when you're ready," can soften that wall of fear. Reason 2: overwhelm and emotion regulation. The second reason someone who loves you might ignore you is overwhelm. For some people, love feels so intense, it overloads their emotions. They don't know how to manage the weight of it, so their mind and body shut down. Pulling away isn't punishment. It's their way of calming the storm inside. You might notice it right after a close moment. Maybe they opened up, said something deep, or showed strong affection, and suddenly they need space. It feels confusing, but for them, that silence is a way to breathe. Often, they come back once they've balanced those feelings again. They may even apologize, admitting they don't fully understand why they do it. That's the sign it's not about a lack of love. It's about being flooded with too much of it, all at once. The best thing you can do: create safe, simple rituals. For example, agree that if they need space, they just say, "I need some time, but I'll check in later." That way, you know it's not rejection, just a pause. And when they return, the reconnection feels even stronger. So how do you tell the difference between fear and overwhelm? When it's fear, you'll see them pull back when things start to feel serious, when the bond feels too real. It's less about the moment, more about protecting their heart from possible future pain. But with overwhelm, the pattern is different. They usually step away right after an intense or emotional moment. It's like their feelings get too loud, and distance becomes the volume control. Here's a simple test. After the silence, do they return with care, even in small ways? That points to overwhelm. But if their silence feels like punishment, or they use it to control you, that's more about fear. And sometimes it's a red flag. The key is not to judge a single moment, but to look at the pattern over time. That pattern tells you the truth. Now comes the hardest question. Should you stay, or should you walk away? Stay when the love is still clear. If they show affection in other ways, if they explain themselves, if they're willing to grow with you, that's worth holding on to. Because people can learn. Fear can soften. Overwhelm can be managed. But if the silence turns into a weapon, if they ignore you to punish, control, or break your confidence, that's not love. That's power. And protecting your heart matters more than waiting for someone who won't meet you halfway. A simple rule to remember: true love should bring peace, more often than it brings pain. If the pattern leaves you feeling smaller, not stronger, it may be time to let go. Love can be messy. Sometimes the same heart that beats for you also hides from you. But when you understand the reasons, fear or overwhelm, you can respond with wisdom, not confusion. Remember, love should feel like a safe place, not a guessing game. And the more you understand these patterns, the easier it becomes to see who is truly worth your time and your heart. If this message touched you, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever been ignored by someone who loved you? I'd love to hear your story. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple, powerful psychology insights about love and relationships. Because the more you know, the stronger and clearer your love can be.